We spend a couple of hours every day just procrastinating. Gotta tell you, my goal is to cut it down to a couple of hours every day. I'm Joanne, and part of what I want to do today is confront that dreadful beast, procrastination, that has devoured most of my life. I have spent a lot of my life thinking about procrastination. It looks like laziness, but it has very little to do with being lazy. Trust me, I know about being lazy. I'm good at that. Procrastination is more about fear of failure and a weird sense of overwhelm. I have a long history with procrastination, putting off tasks for 70 years or so, until finally I decided that I would deal with it. I would confront that beast that has devoured a lot of my life. And I thought, I'll start with reading about how to get things done. I love reading, so that was fun. But meanwhile, procrastination was destroying things. I lost my passport. It's a 10-year passport, and I haven't seen it in 5 years. It's somewhere in the house. It's probably under a pile of paper somewhere. A mere 5 years. That's nothing. The longest time I took to deal with something on my to-do list was 17 years. 17 years. I did get it done, and I felt a lot better. So here I am at the tender age of 76, dealing with all the things I need to do. Now, I have been blessed with some really good friends. And a number of years ago, one of my best friends told me to just get rid of my to-do list. So it was 3 legal pages long. And I was going to get around to doing the stuff someday. But he said, get rid of it. He said, make it simple. Pick the 3 things you need to get done today. And for God's sake, do them. I probably gave one of my helpless, panicked looks, and he gave me really good advice. First thing on the list is write the list. And then I put 2 more things on the list. And I had that great sense of satisfaction when I crossed off the first one because I had already written the list. I made that a routine. Now, I got to tell you, there are some days when I take a look at the list and the 2 items I have on it, and I have learned to make them something that I will be able to do. Now, how I have managed to actually get things done with my 3-item list is to break any job down into its tiniest pieces. This has to do with overwhelm. It's actually kind of fun. No matter how big the job is, it can become a hobby, breaking the biggest job down into the tiniest, smallest pieces. It's like this office. It's a disaster. Well, it was a real disaster, but I broke down the tasks into the tiniest pieces. The project is still in progress and probably will be for the rest of the year. Mercifully, that's only a couple of weeks. But the first step I took was simple. Actually, it was the second step. The first step was breaking it down. And the first thing I had to do was remove something from the office and throw it out. So I bravely marched in, walked over to my desk, picked up a paper clip, and threw it out. That deserved a reward. So I went and made myself a cup of coffee. And I sat there, drank my coffee, and thought, every journey begins with a single step. Even the biggest task follows this simple advice. Like you eat an elephant. one bite at a time. It was like starting this YouTube journey. I had to find a place where I could shoot a video. This is my most comfortable room. This is my most comfortable chair. And the wall behind me is, well, I'll be kind and I'll say it's a disaster. I have the wrong camera. I have the right microphone. And for some inexplicable reason, there is a very loud fly buzzing around this room today and distracting me. It's not perfect, but I'm getting it done. In my first video, I mentioned that I spent most of my working life as a ghostwriter and a computer geek. And I've changed my last name several times. So being on video is a huge step for me. And I'm using my name, including my middle initial, being plagued by noisy flies. What are they even doing in the house? And of course, it is a gorgeous sunny day. I have the sun shining in on me. So the lighting is probably awful, but I love the sun. And I love dealing with the background here. I have more pictures, and fixing up the pictures is on my 3-item list. Actually, it's been on my 3-item list for about 3 weeks. Since I seem to have embraced procrastination as part of my personal way of being and way of living, I have a bad habit of digressing. And I was about to digress into talking about the pictures, but I'm going to save that for another video. Bye for now.